11:18 in the morning. It's time for the Sunday Roundtable here on OTR, but maybe we should call it the square table because we're all in boxes here because of social distancing, as you know. So joining us this morning are Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Virginia Buckingham. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Good to be here.
So you both heard Congressman Joe Kennedy this morning. He's pushing for automatic mail-in ballots to all voters. Can he beat incumbent Senator Ed Markey in the primary if not enough independents come out or don't mail in their ballots? Marianne, you can start with you.
Yeah, sure. When you look at the public polling, Joe Kennedy and Ed Markey both have 40% amongst Democrats, but Joe Kennedy has a 17-point lead with unenrolled voters. So he wouldn't need that many to turn out to win that race, which right now it looks like he will do that. That said, Joe Kennedy's exactly right. We need mail-in ballots. We need to get them done now, and it's a false choice to say that we can't get it done and make them secure. Voters need to be safe. Votes need to be secure. And to go back to the Kennedy campaign, their field organization has been exceptional. They've been using it to help people who have been felled by the pandemic, to check in on seniors, to raise money for causes, to deliver food for frontline workers. They're in really good shape.
Jenny, it's highly unlikely that automatic ballots will be mailed to all registered voters here in Massachusetts, at least for the primary. So what do you think? Does Congressman Joe Kennedy have a little bit of a problem here?
Well, he must think he does for pushing something that seems a little rushed and reckless. Secretary Galvin, I think, is coming forth with his own plan that probably is going to be a little more easy to implement. Perhaps they'll extend the absentee voting rules to allow more people to take advantage of that. I agree with him that we should have polling places open in November and September for those who want to go to the polls. So I think it's going to be a mix rather than this kind of rush to upend our entire system.
Item 2, Governor Baker went bold this week, mandating that face masks on everyone in public places. It'll go into effect on May 6th. Considering his reluctance to make sweeping mandates until now, Ginny, let me start with you. Is anyone surprised with this?
So I don't really see him as reluctant. You know, he's closed all the schools. He's extended the shutdown of the state. He does it based on data, so maybe that's a little slower than some people would like. I think probably this was driven by the fact that many people were not complying with the voluntary orders, and also many cities and towns were doing it anyway. So it's a common sense move. It will help us reopen in the long run.
Marianne?
Look, I think what Charlie Baker learned is you can't make up for lost time. Despite everyone's efforts, the fact is the Boston Globe ran 24 pages of obituaries today. 3,846 people from Massachusetts have now died. 7 Sundays ago, when Charlie Baker was here, I expressed the concern that Massachusetts, on average, could lose 3,000 residents. We've lost over that now. So on average, every city and town in Massachusetts today has lost 11 people. So we're doing everything, and we need to do more. And from here on out, it needs to be aggressive and fast. As we've said all along, it's always better to ask for forgiveness and permission. And Charlie Baker, I think, has learned that.
So with Baker pushing the reopening of the state from what was supposed to be tomorrow to May 18th, Jenny, do you envision people bursting out of the gate, or are most people going to be moving cautiously and following all the guidelines, whatever they are?
I think people will be cautious. You know, they watch the news, they see what's happening, they're not in denial. Obviously, there's going to be outliers who may rush to the beaches or what have you, but I think in general, people are going to abide by the rules.
Do you agree with Jenny, Marianne?
Yeah, I mean, look, people, for the most part, and you and I talk about this all the time, are trying to do it. But both Marty Walsh and Charlie Baker really come down hard, and we have to. We need to do this now so we can do what we want later. So everyone, despite our best efforts, have to do this and get it done so we can try to get to someplace better than we are today.
So let me move to the next item, and it's Joe Biden. He picked friendly fire to deny the sexual assault charges from 2 decades ago. But his Morning Joe appearance was enough to push Tara Reid into semi-retracting her allegations and then cancel an interview on Fox that was scheduled for this weekend. Is the end of the scandal in sight, or is this the end of the scandal for him? And let me start with you, Marianne.
Look, Joe Biden and Tara Reid both need to be heard. They both need to have their claims vetted. And the fact is that when you look at all of this, It's not going to change this campaign. The 2020 campaign is going to be the 2016 campaign, frankly, and this is an example of it. Donald Trump's going to go after Joe Biden on Trump's weaknesses, women, China, the pandemic, all of that, and the media is a willing accomplice. And I'm sorry to say that, but the fact is this looks just like 2016 again, which is how we ended up in a pandemic with tens of thousands of people dying in this country because of how the last election was run, and we're going to see it again this time.
Ginny, what do you think?
So my understanding is she canceled that interview and pulled back a little because of the threats that she and her family are getting, which is just horrifying. If nothing else, perhaps this resets the clock on how you handle these kinds of allegations without a rush to judgment, without saying every woman who talks is absolutely has to be believed 100%. That never made any sense, and I think we're now caught up in a situation where we're seeing that clearly.
So did Biden, honestly, just yes or no, guys, did he do himself any favors by doing it on MSNBC, which is friendly territory? Ginny, what do you think? Yes or no?
Yeah, sure. I mean, he needs to be able to say his piece, and I don't think the forum mattered as much as just getting out there.
Marianne?
Yeah, it was a hard-hitting interview, I thought, and Joe Biden did about as good as he could do. He could have been better in other spots, but he needed to address it.